It's all covered in today's China Truths.
China, a nation once celebrated for its remarkable economic achievements, is now engulfed in a storm of multifaceted crises. Catastrophic floods in Hunan, crushing economic pressures from Shanghai to rural heartlands, and growing public discontent are exposing a painful truth behind the glossy propaganda of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. The country is grappling with cracks that can no longer be concealed, from dams teetering on the brink of collapse, deserted shopping malls, to heart-rending stories of people losing homes, livelihoods, and loved ones. A vivid picture emerges of a China struggling with natural disasters, economic decline, and social unrest. Join us as we uncover the hidden truths, staggering statistics, and the tears of a nation in this special report. From June 30th to July 1st, torrential rains hit many provinces and cities in China, and the discharge of water from hydropower stations caused large-scale floods. Among them, many counties such as Xianfeng County in Hubei, Longlin County in Guangxi, Jiaotong and Yongshan in Yunnan were flooded, and a large number of farmlands and cars were washed away. There was also waterlogging in many cities such as Xianing and Haikou, causing heavy losses. It doesn't stop there. Devastating floods in Hunan, a catastrophe beyond imagination. Hunan, a central Chinese province, is enduring floods described as the worst since 1998. Relentless torrential rains have shattered historical records, transforming towns and villages into vast floodplains. The Liwei River, a major tributary of the Dongting Lake system, has surged past danger levels, with water levels at the Sanjiangkou station reaching 262 meters, 2.38 meters above the safety threshold. A terrifying flow rate of 7,300 cubic meters per second has submerged homes, swept away possessions, and claimed lives. Over 310 reservoirs in counties such as Ximen and Yuanling are at risk of overflowing, while dams like Shangnan, Dongmen, and Sanjiang have been forced to release massive water volumes to save themselves at the cost of drowning downstream communities. In Ximen County, bustling markets have been reduced to waterlogged ruins. Ms. Chen, a fruit vendor, tearfully recounted, "In just 1 hour, the floodwaters washed away goods worth over 800,000 yuan. We borrowed heavily to stock our inventory, and now we're left with nothing but debt." A major supermarket in the area, World of Fruits, reported losses exceeding 1.5 million yuan, with inventory and equipment completely destroyed. The store's owner lamented, "We worked day and night to save what we could, but the flood was too powerful. Now we're left with debts and a bleak future." The human cost, lives and livelihoods swept away. The floods have not only destroyed property, but also taken lives and left indelible scars. In Ximen County, where the Liwei River meets its Laoshan tributary, entire villages have been cut off. Without electricity, clean water, or accessible roads, residents are forced to climb to the upper floors of their homes to escape rising waters. A local posted a trembling video on social media saying, "The water has been rising for 2 days without stopping. We've moved from the first floor to the third, but it's still coming. No one has come to rescue us." A mother in Yuanling County shared her agony. "My son was swept away by the flood while trying to reach higher ground. We've searched for 3 days, but he's still missing. I don't know how to go on." In Hukou Town, Changde City, the embankment along the Lu River is under severe threat. Floodwaters have inundated streets, submerging hundreds of homes. A resident recounted, "We mobilized 400 people for 6 hours to save a section of the embankment, but we failed. Our village is now just mud and cries." Such stories are all too common. In Yuanling County, a temporary bridge over the Jiangnan River collapsed under the flood's force, sending debris and rocks downstream, further devastating already battered communities. The Three Gorges Dam, a ticking time bomb at China's heart. The Three Gorges Dam, China's engineering marvel on the Yangtze River, has become a focal point of fear. Facing unprecedented pressure from floodwaters pouring in from Hunan and neighboring provinces, the dam's reservoir is at risk of overflowing. The Yangtze River's water level at the Yong station near the dam has reached 55 meters, 3 meters above the warning level, forcing authorities to release water urgently. However, this has put downstream areas, including Wuhan with its 11 million residents, at risk of severe flooding. Professor Li Ying, a hydrologist at Tsinghua University, warned the Three Gorges Dam was designed to withstand a once-in-a-century flood, but these rains exceed all predictions. If the dam fails, it would be a national catastrophe. On social media, panicked citizens shared, "If the Three Gorges Dam collapses, half of China will be underwater. Where are we supposed to go?" Controversies over the dam's operations fuel further unease. Releasing sediment-laden water during the rainy season to manage silt buildup has worsened downstream flooding, as seen in the 2024 Honghu County levee breach, which displaced thousands. Dongting Lake, the dying lung of the Yangtze. Once dubbed the lung of the Yangtze River, Dongting Lake is now in critical condition. Its surface area has dwindled from 4,200 square kilometers in 1949 to under 2,000 square kilometers due to land reclamation and silt accumulation. The levees surrounding the lake, built between the 1950s and 1970s, are at risk of collapsing under the flood's pressure. Professor Dong Zhenmin stated, "Dongting Lake can no longer regulate floods or purify water." The Three Gorges Dam's practice of storing water in the dry season and releasing muddy water during the rainy season has destroyed the lake's ecosystem. Currently, 226 levees around the lake are struggling to hold back water, but many villages below the lake's bed level have already been submerged. A resident of Honghu County said, "The government built these levees, but didn't maintain them. When the lake overflows, we're trapped like fish in a net. Last year's flood took our homes, and now we face losing everything again." Estimated damages in Hunan exceed 2 billion yuan, with the poorest households facing decades-long recovery. Meanwhile, government relief efforts have been criticized as performative, with officials appearing for photo ops before abandoning residents. The floods are not just a natural disaster but a devastating blow to an already faltering economy. In major cities like Shanghai, the permanent population has plummeted from 30 million to about 25 million, with over 380,000 people leaving in a single month. Shopping malls stand empty, and once bustling streets now resemble ghost towns. A Shanghai blogger lamented, "Qibao Old Street is deserted. Coffee shops have no customers. Shanghai, once a dream destination, is now a city of disappointment." In Hunan, small businesses devastated by floods face no hope of recovery. A shop owner in Shaoyang shared, "We borrowed 800,000 yuan to run our business, but the flood took everything. Now we're left with debt and despair." The garment industry in Henghe Township has seen widespread closures, with 80 to 90% of storefronts vacant. A street vendor in Shihu district bitterly remarked, "There are no customers anymore. Business is tougher than during the pandemic." Rising unemployment has pushed workers into gig jobs like delivery or ride-hailing, but even these sectors are now fiercely competitive. A 24-year-old university graduate in Shenzhen said, "I graduated from college, but no one will hire me. I'm in debt and can't afford rent. What am I supposed to do?" Such stories reflect a grim reality across China. Public frustration with the CCP is mounting as accusations of cover-ups and mismanagement grow. Reservoirs built shoddily in the 1950s and 1970s, dubbed tofu projects, are collapsing under flood pressure. Dr. Chen Yi, an environmental scholar, revealed over 3,500 reservoirs in Hunan are hazardous. Built by farmers, not engineers, they can't withstand the floods. Authorities prioritizing dam preservation over human lives have released water without warnings, devastating downstream communities. On social media, citizens openly criticize the CCP. A Yuanling resident posted, "They come for relief photo ops and then leave us to drown." Charity drives are met with suspicion of corruption, with many donating just 1 yuan, commenting, "Why give money to corrupt officials?" A Shanghai blogger questioned, "The CCP boasts about Shanghai as a global metropolis, but why are the streets empty? Why are we forced to leave? This disillusionment extends beyond cities to rural areas, where elderly residents over 60 toil selling vegetables to survive. The CCP is under growing pressure as it hides a harsh reality behind polished statistics and propaganda. China is facing a full-scale crisis, from devastating floods in Hunan and the looming risk of the Three Gorges Dam's collapse to industrial decline and mass urban exodus. Official data is often manipulated to downplay the severity. A Shanghai resident fumed, "They say everything is fine, but the streets are empty and shops are shutting down. We don't trust them anymore." Stories like a girl wearing an orange on her head to sell goods for medicine, or a father losing his son to floodwaters, reflect deep public despair. A Hunan resident said, "We once believed the CCP would protect us. Now we feel abandoned. If the dam fails, will they take responsibility?" Today's China is a bleak landscape where floods, economic decline, and social unrest intertwine, creating a full-scale crisis. The floods in Hunan have not only swept away homes and livelihoods, but exposed deep flaws in the CCP's governance. The Three Gorges Dam, once a national pride, now looms as a ticking time bomb, threatening millions downstream. Meanwhile, cities like Shanghai witness an unprecedented exodus as residents abandon urban dreams for survival in rural areas, only to face poverty and injustice there too. This is a wake-up call for a nation on the brink. Can the CCP confront these challenges, or will it continue to hide the truth with empty promises? The Chinese people, from farmers toiling in fields to unemployed graduates, are waiting for answers. Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the latest updates on this unfolding crisis.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.